All right, today we're going to unpack the incredible resume of one of the most powerful and honestly hardworking figures in Taiwanese folk religion, Cheng Huangye, the city god. So let's just dive right in with a question for you. When you think of the busiest CEO in Taiwan, who pops into your head? Probably someone in tech, right? Or maybe finance? Well, what if I told you the real answer isn't sitting in any boardroom you can imagine? Because his jurisdiction, his whole area of responsibility, it doesn't just cover the living, it covers the entire realm of the dead, too. I mean, we're talking about a level of management that makes a massive multinational corporation look like a tiny little corner store.
That's right, we are talking about Cheng Huangye, the city god. The best way to think of him is as the ultimate super local official. He's the guardian of the city, he's the invisible boss watching over all the human officials, and he's the chief justice of the underworld. He is pretty much the spiritual world's top executive. But this divine CEO didn't just appear out of thin air. His career path is this absolutely fascinating story of evolution, starting as a simple concept and growing into a cornerstone of a huge divine bureaucracy. And the clue, well, it's been hiding in plain sight this whole time, right in his name. Cheng Huang literally translates to wall and moat. So originally, this wasn't a person or even a god as we think of them. It was the spirit of a city's physical defenses. You know, the actual walls and the moat that protected everybody inside. So yeah, you could say his first job was basically being a divine security system. And you can literally trace his promotions right through history. It all starts way, way back in the Zhao dynasty with just the worship of these nature spirits. Then, by the Tang dynasty, the spirit gets personified. People start giving him a human-like form and praying to him for stuff like good weather. But the real game changer, that comes in the Ming dynasty. That's when Emperor Zhu Yuanchang brings the city god into the government, giving him an official title and a rank in a whole new divine bureaucracy. And wow, was this new structure detailed? The emperor created a divine hierarchy that was a perfect mirror of his own human government. This was a brilliant move, really. It strengthened his own authority, and at the same time, it created this powerful parallel system for keeping social and moral order. A provincial-level god was a duke, a city-level god was a marquis, and a county-level god was a count. It made him the direct divine counterpart to the local magistrate. All right, so now that he's got this official status, comes next, right? A massive, and I mean incredibly extensive job description. And this is where we really get to see how he manages both worlds. His entire mission can be boiled down to this one powerful 8-character statement: manage yin, support yang, reward good, and punish evil. It's basically his corporate motto, and trust me, it covers everything. So let's break that down. What does it actually mean? Well, in the realm of the living, the Yang world, you've got his admin duties, like protecting the city, and his judicial duties, like keeping an eye on officials. But then you flip over to the Yin world, the underworld. And there, he manages the souls of everyone who has passed away and acts as their judge. His temple is, quite literally, a judicial headquarters for the underworld. Now, obviously, no CEO, not even a divine one, can handle all of this by himself. He's got a highly specialized executive team, an underworld dream team, if you will, to help him manage this immense workload. Let's meet some of the key players. Okay, first up, you've got his 2 right-hand men, the judges. There's the Wen Pengguan, or the civil judge. Think of him as the meticulous analyst holding the book of life and death, auditing every single soul's record. And then there's the Wu Pengguan, the military judge. He's the enforcer, the one who keeps order in the court and makes sure the sentences are carried out. But the real rock stars of his team, the ones everyone recognizes from the parades, are the field agents, Qi Ye and Ba Ye, also known as the 7th and 8th lords. You can't miss them. Qi Ye is the tall, pale one who guides the good souls. His hat even promises a good omen at first sight. Then there's Ba Ye, the short, dark one, who apprehends the evil souls. His hat says it all. Good and evil are clearly distinguished. And their backstory is just wow. There's a profound reason they're these icons of justice. They were sworn brothers who tragically died while keeping a promise to meet each other during a flood. Their loyalty was so absolute, so unbreakable, even in death, that it makes them the perfect enforcers for a god who judges the deeds of all humankind.
So you might be wondering, how does all of this divine justice actually play out in the real world? It's not just some abstract idea. There are very specific rituals and practices that show the city god's authority. It's kind of like a divine performance review for all of society. One of the most unique is the Anfang, the night visit. Now, this is not your typical loud celebratory parade. No, this is the complete opposite. It's a quiet, serious patrol that happens late at night, and it's led by the fearsome Qi Ye and Ba Ye. The whole point is to secretly inspect the city, to uncover hidden injustices, and to basically cleanse the streets of any lurking evil spirits. It's like a divine internal audit. And, his role becomes most crucial when our own systems fail us. For centuries, if people felt like they were wronged, that they couldn't get a fair trial or resolve a dispute in the mortal world, they would take their case directly to the city god's temple. And this happens in a few different ways. For starters, during Ghost Month, he's the guy with the keys who officially opens and closes the gates to the underworld. People also make these incredibly solemn vows in front of him, because the belief is that while you might be able to fool a human judge, there's no way you're fooling the city god. And in the past, they took this to a whole other level, with a ritual that involved swearing an oath over a beheaded chicken, a very graphic promise that if you were lying, you'd meet the exact same fate. And you hear these incredible stories of this in action. There's a famous one from the Lugong City God Temple. A merchant's goods get stolen, and the local officials, they hit a total dead end. So what does the merchant do? He goes and prays to the city god, who then, according to the story, revealed supernatural clues to the authorities that led them straight to the stolen stuff and the thief. He basically became known as a divine detective. Okay, so this all brings us to the big question, right? In a world like ours, with modern police forces and court systems, why does this ancient, divine official remain so incredibly relevant? Well, the thing is, his role has evolved right along with the times. Today, he functions as this powerful moral compass for society. You can think of him as the ultimate conscience supervisor, who's there to remind everyone, especially people in power, that every action is seen and will, eventually, be judged. If you go to a lot of these temples, look up. You'll often see a plaque hanging right over the entrance with a very simple but deeply profound question. Ni lai la ma? It means, have you arrived? And it's a question that just stops you in your tracks. It's not just asking if you physically walked through the door. It's asking you to reflect on where you've arrived in your life and what deeds you're bringing with you. And that right there is why he still matters so much. He's a spiritual check on power. He represents this idea of ultimate justice that's bigger than any flawed human system. And he's a living cultural heritage. But most of all, he is this timeless, unwavering reminder of a really fundamental principle, that in the end, good is rewarded and evil is punished. So I'll leave you with this to think about. In our modern age of laws and institutions, what is the role of a divine conscience, something that's always watching over our cities and over our souls? It's definitely something worth considering.